Hello everyone, this is Mr.arorora and today we're doing something new. We are going to make a Gundam cosplay helmet. You heard me right. This was inspired by one of my classmates that suggested me to do something like this. So let's get to it. First thing first, get your references, upload them to Blender, and make sure that you follow me correctly. Having references are utmost most important thing when you're trying to do something from zero and you want it to be perfect, right? So get your references and let's get started. So I created my reference and add a cube here. Why I added a cube here is because making a cosplay helmet from a cube is much more simpler than starting with something else. So if that's clear, let's get to it. So we divide our cube, but don't forget we're going to delete half of it and use a mirror modifier to see the rest of it. So let's create our cube and adjust our sizes for our helmet. Remember, this is going to be a variable, so the inside is going to be empty, and in later episodes, very not, we will make sure that it have an interior, so don't you worry. So, as you can see, this extrusion from the sides happen later on. So let's adjust our size of our helmet and scale of our helmet before we do anything else. Okay. Like this, we're going to scale everything to the letter. Also, we will adjust our placement of our extrusion and we're going to add another loop cut and adjust that as well so that we have a clear extrusion point for our side wind intakes, I guess. I'm not a Gundam fan, so I'm modeling this guy from just because I got suggested to do it. So anyone who's out there who's a Gundam fan, you're free to educate me much as you like. I love learning lore about new stuff and other fandoms. So yes, as you can see, we extruded our side wind intakes thingies, I guess. I mean, I have no idea what I'm doing and what to talk about this guy. So please be patient with me. I need your patience. So far, we have come far enough to try to create our eye holes, but this is not way to go. So don't do what I did here, because I tried to jump ahead of few steps. But so far, what we did is we created our basic silhouette of our Gundam helmet, and slowly, not like this, but instead of trying to do this, replicating this exactly, we will delete the face part of this mask and make sure the outer side of the helmet, not the face part, we will separate that. So after that, we are going to create the face separately, and at the end of the process we will implement that into our helmet. Also, what I had in mind for the faceplate of this mask is a removable face part, because we're going to have a huge helmet, and I bet some people would prefer a face mask that is removable. So worry not, I got you. Also, this model is going to be freely distributed to anyone who is interested. So I'm giving out this helmet for free to anyone who is watching me until the end of this tutorial. So at the end of the tutorial, we will going to take a good render of this helmet and see how it looks like with a render, and I'm going to make sure that it's a wearable face mask. I mean, it's a wearable helmet, so at the end of the tutorial, I'm going to give it to you freely, for free. For now, other than that, I have nothing to talk about at the moment, because we created our loops, we added our loops, we deleted some parts, we added bevels. So at this stage of the modeling session, we are just roughly creating our values, what part is going to be deeper, what part is going to be outward, and so on and so on. So let me skip it forward a little bit so that we pass this phase of trying to create a face mask. So that we have a... Yes. So we go back to where we started. Now, what we're trying to do is make sure that our face mask is distributed evenly, and what parts, the parts that is going to be extruding outwards, are perfectly shaped for now. So this tutorial is going to be fast-paced and with me speaking less, because we don't need to see every part of me modeling. Unless that's what you want, then I can change the format for you guys. So let me know it in the comments down below. Sorry for my bad English. You know, sometimes that happens. Anyhow, so if that's clear, let's get back to our work. As you can see, I'm trying to find the perfect placements before I start adding more details or more loop cuts, because I want to make sure that the rough version of the helmet is clear enough for us to get to the other stage and doesn't break neither the shape, the form, or anything else. So that is really important, because we need to make sure that our face masks and the helmet side of the things are clear before we get into the heavy modeling stuff. Because after this point on, we already established our basic shape and characteristics, so the rest is adding detail and adjusting loops. Add a loop, adjust it, add a loop, adjust it, add a loop, adjust it. And while doing that, we need to make sure the topology is pristinely perfect. I can't stress this enough. We need good topology, or this guy will ruin our day and night while modeling or trying to sculpt it. So we need to make sure everything is evenly distributed and we don't have any bad shapes or any random faces coming out of nowhere going to somewhere that is highly detailed and ruining everything. So we don't need that. So remember, adjust your vertices and make sure everything is looking alright before we get to the next stage. Other than that, for today we don't have much. So if you are following my tutorial, you'll slowly add more loops and the rest is easy. The next episode, however, we will delve into what we're doing and how we create our mask. So I'm going to leave it like this for now, and I'll catch you in the next episode. So stay awesome, stay safe, and bye.